I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
Welcome to another chapter of Adventura the Bus. She got covered. As you can see, the walls are covered. I have gotten the walls up and she's starting to look really good here. It's the week of Christmas here and I'm getting ready to celebrate with my family and my son and his wife and my grandbaby. They're coming here to visit for a few days and I'm looking forward to that time. I can't promise I'll have a video up next week because I'm probably going to take some time with family. But I'm going to try and get out here and work at least one day next week, but I don't know how much I'll get done. Next up, I think, is going to be electrical for sure. We have to either start working on the ceiling or get the electrical in, which I'm going to probably do the electrical before I do the ceiling. So I've got all kinds of fun things on the docket to come, and I'm definitely going to be taking a field trip with Adventura to Lowe's to be able to go and get some more wood because I need some more wood to finish up this project. I have some still, but I need some more to finish it up. So I just want to ask you to take a moment and write in the comments something that is a family tradition for you in your life. I left a little bit of a snippet of a holiday treat on the beginning of this video with something that was traditional in our family to have a decoration because we were in Germany when I was a child and we got to go to some of the Christmas markets there. And the thing that I assembled on the very beginning of the video is a little Christmas Advent kind of manger scene with candles, and it's very pretty little ornament, and it just reminds me of Christmas in Germany, and we had some beautiful times there. Also, think about what a tradition is what is your favorite tradition that you do at Christmas? One of mine is that we take time to read the Christmas story and remember the Lord and his birth. Even though he wasn't really officially born on Christmas Day, this is the day we choose to celebrate. Also, we would also usually open up one gift on Christmas Eve and sometimes go drive around and look at lights. That's one of the things that we like. Cookies are always a tradition. I should take you inside and show you some of the cookies I've already baked up. But tonight I'm going to go to my Christmas party with my church. They requested I made some smoked chicken, so when you watch my TikTok, you'll get to see the smoked chicken being prepared in our cold, wet, rainy weather. I thank you for joining me, and I hope you make it a great day and enjoy this journey.
So this is a traditional German ornament or Advent type candle type setup. It has like a little manger people telling the story of Christ in there, and it also has these candles that you light around the bottom, and it spins it around like a merry-go-round, and the heat from the candle causes it to spin around. And what I'm doing is assembling all the candles on there, and I'm putting some extra wax in the bottom to hold the candles because they were just a little bit the wrong size, but I got it working, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's a real cool memory of my childhood. So I was in Germany when I was a kid, and I got to see that. So now I'm moving on to the bus, and what I'm working on here is the fuel compartment. I actually finally built a box around the fuel compartment, and did a little stick building with the frame out 1x2s, and then I put the birch plywood over the top, and then trimmed out the pieces, and you see me just assemble that whole thing there, and it went pretty quick and easy. I do take some time to trim out the top parts there to make it all nice and even before I put a top piece on there. You don't actually see me finish that out because I think I needed to buy, I was putting grate foam in it, so I needed it to dry before and expand before I could put the top on. And I did end up waiting till the next day to do that and finish that off. And now I'm working on the back wall, putting up vapor barrier, and I first put up the vapor barrier, and then I went and got some cardboard, and I grabbed the cardboard and made a template out of that type of cardboard, and I used some of that foil tape to tape the cardboard together. This actually worked really well. I was actually surprised at how well it did work. Wasn't sure it was going to hold up good enough, but I liked it because I could just take the pieces of cardboard and fit them into the sections and just get it to the right curve that I needed. The good thing about this bus is there's not a super hard curve on it. It's kind of a gentle curve, so I was able to take those pieces of cardboard and fit it together. And then I marked up plywood, and you see me there cutting plywood for that section. And probably would have been best to get another piece of plywood, but I was able to fit the second piece of back wall piece cut out onto that other same board there, but it just was very tight fit, and I'm now adjusting my cuts there and marking up a few spots that need some adjustments. And then once I mark those spots, you'll see me take it down again and then basically trim out those pieces right here. I'm going to trim it out, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once I'm done with trimming that out, I'll cut out the hole in the bottom for the tail light assembly. The nice thing about this bus is it has a tail light access both in the back of the bus, outside, and as well on the inside. And the nice thing about having the inside ones is that that's where I took the other piece of wood from the right side and tried to put it on the left side, and it didn't quite fit perfectly, so I decided to take the cardboard template and then make a better template for that side because the curve was just slightly different. So I went ahead and did that and went and cut out the other piece. I was bumping into the camera when I was walking out the door, so that's why it kind of tilts a little bit. There I got the cutout made, and I'm making adjustments to that piece after I got it inside. And the only downfall on this one is that I didn't quite get the tail light assembly cut out on the left side as good as I did the right side, and the right side was just perfect. So I'm gonna have to make a slight adjustment to it and cover that with a little bit of trim. Trim covers a multitude of sins, and trim is a nice way to cover up some of the things that aren't perfect. And I do have a few spots that aren't 100% perfect, but I will make up for it and trim it out nicely and build it in to make it look good. Either that, or I'll get another piece of plywood and completely recut that whole section over there. I have a good template, I just have to redo it just slightly. I don't know that I will redo it, but I'm definitely considering it. I also worked on the trim on that back wall section there. You can see that I'm putting up trim pieces around that edging where the mini split is being planned to hung. I'm going to plan to hang it, and I'm also working on the side wall now, the top side wall, and I put up the vapor barrier, and then I'll put up my wood top covering, and then after that I'll go through and trim down the black plastic that I'm using for vapor barrier. I got the vapor barrier for a really excellent price at Habitat for Humanity. They had it at one of the Habitats for Humanity there, and I love to support these organizations because they have good purpose behind what they're doing, and the money goes to a good purpose, and also I'm able to get some building supplies at really excellent prices through Habitat. Actually, the boxes of flooring that you see down there, that boxes that are on the floor there, that's flooring for the van. And I was able, Mom came by to visit, and I was telling her about what I had done and how much progress I had made. She only stopped by for a short time there, so that's why we didn't actually put her on the video. This is the look of the back wall after I pretty much finished the majority of the work on it. Still have some trimming to do, but we're moving along. And like I was talking about before, I got those boxes of wood flooring from Habitat for Humanity, so I really like to shop there. I get good prices on lumber and supplies, and not only that, I get to benefit the community. And I always like to support organizations that support other purposes and help others. So now you're seeing me start to work on framing out that last section of wall there that isn't got any framing. I have the vapor barrier up on the left side there, and I have not covered it with wood yet, with the birch plywood, but I definitely have started on this next wall here. And what you see there is there's a curve, a slight curve in the wall, and you see me push in the 2x2 to see if it had enough flexibility to be just pulled into the wall when I put the screws in. So that's what I ended up doing. I basically just curved it to the wall using screws and mounting it to the wall, just a little bit each time, and I got it to curve with the wall perfectly. I don't have to have that perfectly straight because you're gonna see what I'm gonna do next in the next excerpt of video. But I did build out this wall, then I put in some cross braces, and not that it's necessary, but it's good to have for framing purposes and attaching wood and other hanging things and stuff like that. So I'm finishing out that wall. I'm also framing out the section there above the electrical box where I'm putting some extra pieces of framing so that I can finish out that area too and build in some cabinets there. You can see that I have the unfinished wood on the side of the shelf that I built on the inside, so you'll see me bring in a piece of plywood and cover that up so that I can use that section there for more of mounting other electrical equipment that I might need to have in there. So I finished that off a little bit so that it would be a useful space. I also raised up the bottom part to get it so that I could attach that to make it where it won't float around anymore. It was still in there and floating around, so now I've attached everything and made it firmly, found it in place. And here you're going to see me putting in cross braces for that wall that I built on the side there. And after we get done with the cross braces, we'll start adding insulation, and then after insulation we'll do the vapor barrier. So I used Craig jig for the cross braces, and I did sheet metal screws and drilling holes to mount the boards to the frame. And here I'm putting in the insulation, quick little cuts, and we get it done quickly, and I just go in and stuff in a little bit of extra in the cracks. So there's a couple spaces where there was a few small gaps, so I went ahead and filled those in with a little bit of extra insulation, and then I tape up the joints after that. So we want to get a good tight fit on all the insulation so that we don't have any leaks. I'm not going to say that the insulation is doing a super fantastic job of keeping it hot, nice and warm in the van. I did a temperature test today, and unfortunately it was only 1 degree different between inside and outside. I'm sure it'll work better when I have the heat, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I can tell you this: when the sun is shining outside, it gets nice and warm in that van. If it's not sunshiny and warm, I'd probably need a little extra heat source. But I'm telling you, when the sun is shining outside, it gets a nice warm temperature inside that van. So I never really have too much difficulty being in the van when the sun is shining outside. And here I'm putting up the vapor barrier, and this is kind of the finish work for most of the walls that I'm doing. I'm going to start building out more structure and cabinets into the van, hopefully in the next few weeks. I will probably be starting some electrical, but I did start a special project at the end of this video, and there's how the walls look now, and they look excellent in my opinion. I just have to finish mounting some of the boards, and then here's this special project that I did start. I started building the wall that's going to go between the cab and the main living area for the bus. I have a door I want to use here, and I'm putting a door there for 1, added extra security, and 2, just to keep the front of the cab apart from the main living area, so like when I'm driving, I'll be able to run air conditioning in that section, not have to air condition the whole bus. And that would be very nice, because I have air conditioning that does work in the cab area, but that's only going to be sufficient to cool that front cab area. So I want a dividing place between the cab and the main living space. And then also, on the flip side, when I'm parked and I'm actually living in the space, I'm going to have a mini split in the back that will have heating and cooling in it, and that will be, I don't want to have to try and cool the cab area and when I'm parked. So that will be more efficient for keeping the living area at a comfortable temperature and not have to work so hard to get all that front cab area air conditioned as well. And also it gives me another level of security, because I'll have another lockable door. I can lock all the doors on the outside of the bus, but I want a secondary lockable door on the inside. And then also the last part is for privacy. To be able to have a greater level of privacy, I won't have to make special screens to go across the window area. I can just close the door over, and it has frosted glass on it, so it won't be showing anything. So when I have the door closed, I can have privacy and security, and when I have the door open, I'll have the ability to access see all the way to the back of the bus if I want to. So I have that option now, and I've decided that I'm going to put that door in that section over in the front part there where it's right next to the stairs. There's just enough space there to be able to slide the door over. So that is where the door is going to go. I in building this wall and choosing where I wanted to put the wall, I didn't think about that would be where the door would go. I was thinking of putting the door on the inside part, but I want to take advantage of the most room I can possibly get. So I've decided to put the door on that side there closest to the handicap doors, because it seems to be the easiest place for it to just kind of slide in and slide out. So it's going to be the best use of space. And then on the other side where I have the electrical area is going to be basically, I'll have some spots to hang a broom and a few other utility things, and I'll have probably a coat rack. So what I used in the main door frame part was 2x3s, and then the rest of the wall was built by 2x2s, and you see some of my pieces falling out of place. I was just getting them fit into place there. I have a 1x2 on the bottom as my base plate. I don't know if I'm going to leave that section in where the door frame is. I might leave it there just because I want to be able to put a little weather stripping or something across the threshold there. We'll see what I end up doing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I just basically put that down as my base plate and then built off of that. And trust me, this is a very sturdy wall. When I was finished building it, it was extremely sturdy, and it is strong. It's strong like bull. And then what you're going to see me doing next is I'm going to put some bracing in the walls. So, and you see me sitting on the floor there because I'm actually using my Craig jig to put the holes in so that I can mount that top ceiling brace there. I'm not going for a traditional header because I don't need to support the ceiling, and so I'm not building in a traditional header. I'm just basically framing out the door space and building a sturdy wall. I do want to say that this next week I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff, Christmas activities with my family and friends, and so therefore I will not be probably having a video next week. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have a video next week, but please do be understandable and patient with me, as this is a very important week for me and my family, and I don't want to film everybody in that week. I'm trying to keep this to the people who want to be on video. I don't want to intrude on anybody's privacy, and I want to spend time with my family and be present with them. So that's a value of mine, to be present with those I'm with, and so I don't feel like putting a camera in everybody's faces, being present with them. So I film stuff when they let me film stuff, and I try to keep it focused on me and not on them, and just to respect people's space and privacy. But this is really exciting, and what you'll see me doing is after I put the braces in, I will grab that white foam board there, and I actually start using that, so that won't be laying around anymore and in my way, because it's going to actually go into part of the build. I've had quite a bit of wood still, so I was able to get this whole wall framed in, at least the main parts right now. I might have to put some additional bracing in for the door assembly setup, because I want to be able to hang the door kind of like a barn door, but I want to do it more invisible. So we'll see. It'll be kind of like a combination barn door, pocket door kind of setup. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me and being here for the full journey all the way to the end of the video. Those of you who stuck through to the end got to see this beautiful wall that I put up between the cab and the front driving area, the cab and the living space. I put this wall up the other night, and it went really well, and I wanted to thank you for taking time to stay all the way to the end of this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share this video for anyone who might be interested in doing a project similar to mine.
Thank you all for taking time to stop by. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Y'all come back now.
Some things are not